Heart attack is a condition that needs absolutely no introduction, claiming millions of lives yearly due to different forms of complications. The estimated global death toll from heart-related diseases is around 19 million deaths. This high number has been found to be a result of unchecked changes in the heart and blood vessels as a person grows older. Well, you could avoid being part of this statistic. Today, we have prepared a very rich list of 6 vitamins that play individually unique but exceptional roles in keeping you as far away from a heart attack as possible, even when you go over the age of 50. Well, that is enough talk. Let us get this video rolling. Kicking things off at number 6 is a vitamin that seems to have unending benefits: magnesium. There is a plethora of vitamins that are involved in the proper function of the body, but magnesium is one of those vitamins that does so many things that you could easily lose count. Apart from being important for energy production in the body and regulating nerve function, one of the major functions of magnesium is to relax your muscles. Its muscle-relaxing and nerve-regulating ability is what makes magnesium an important part of this video, hence your heart health. The first point of contact is with your heartbeat. An irregular heartbeat is not good news for your heart health. While you may have read that irregular heartbeat, also known as arrhythmias, is not necessarily harmful to you, there is a footnote you may have missed. Certain forms of arrhythmias, including atrial fibrillation and ventricular fibrillation, have been known to lead to cardiac arrest and heart attack. But there is good news. A rich magnesium diet could help curb a severity of this nature. Since magnesium is a mineral that regulates multiple nerve functions, one of its jurisdictions is arranging the muscles in the heart, as well as the nerves that trigger your heartbeat. Therefore, people with increased levels of magnesium have a lesser chance of experiencing palpitations in the heart. Magnesium also plays a big role in ensuring that the muscles that control your blood vessels stay relaxed. Therefore, blood can have free flow through these vessels. This, in turn, affects blood pressure by keeping it stable and regulated. This is important for lowering a person's risk of suffering heart attacks and strokes. It is also worth noting that magnesium is essential for balancing the potassium and sodium levels in the blood to maintain stable blood pressure. Dark chocolates, avocados, nuts, legumes, and whole grains are some of the most healthy sources of magnesium. We're sure you did not know that magnesium packed so many benefits. Well, stick around for the other entries on today's list, because they will surely blow your mind. In number 5 is another mineral that not a lot of people pay enough attention to, and that is potassium. Potassium may not be one of the mainstream vitamins, but its importance to your proper body function can never be overemphasized. Aside from the heart-related benefits that make this a very important part of today's video, there are a ton of other health benefits that come from a consistent healthy consumption of a potassium-rich diet. One of its major benefits to the body is helping maintain a stable level of fluid inside its cells. This is quite important as abnormal fluid levels inside the cells could lead to other complications and severe conditions, including kidney problems. For your heart now, potassium is good for your heart in more ways than one. Enhancing the potassium levels in your diet could be the difference between you and cardiovascular issues like high blood pressure, heart disease, and others. The most basic explanation here is that as you increase your potassium intake, your body begins to release more sodium in your urine, which in turn helps the body easily regulate blood pressure. Potassium is also an important component of your blood vessel walls, and its job is to keep them stress and strain-free. Considering that this stress becomes more likely after the age of 50, this ability is extremely useful for keeping your blood pressure contained. As mentioned earlier, when left unchecked, high blood pressure could lead to a plethora of issues, and heart attack is at the top of this list. Another known function of sufficient potassium in your diet and body is for preventing vascular calcification. That is the pileup of calcium in the muscle cells of your arteries. Living with poor potassium consumption could set off a series of chain reactions that eventually lead to vascular calcification. The release of CREB, a transcellular protein that usually leads to dangerous levels of autophagy, that is, reusing old and damaged cells, in vascular smooth muscle cells. This eventually leads to the spread of calcification. The easiest way to reverse this condition is to increase your potassium intake. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the recommended daily intake of potassium should be at least 4,700 milligrams. Examples of foods that can help boost your potassium include potatoes, spinach, soybeans, bananas, and even oranges. All right, let us now address a more popular vitamin that you probably did not know was important for your heart health: vitamin D. More popular as the sun vitamin, vitamin D is another very important part of your body's healthy function, and our bet is that you have not been taking it seriously enough. Well, here is your wake-up call if you want to keep your heart healthy. A fun fact to know is that vitamin D plays a huge role in keeping your bones strong and also boosting your immune system. Did you know that? Well, if you didn't, now you do. The blood vessels and their state are very connected to your heart health. So, if you are going to reduce your risk of experiencing cardiovascular complications, then you must consume minerals that keep your blood vessels healthy, and vitamin D is one of those. People who suffer from high blood pressure are very likely to suffer damage to the heart and blood vessels. But research has proven that vitamin D has the ability to repair damage made by high blood pressure. In one study, scientists injected and observed blood vessel cells with vitamin D3, and in the process, they saw these tissues begin to repair themselves with time. People with lower vitamin D levels have been discovered to face a higher risk of conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, and a host of other severe conditions. Don't be one of them. Apart from getting under the sun, which is the most popular source of this mineral, you should definitely consider adding more oily fish, liver, and egg yolk to your diet to get your daily dose of vitamin D. If you thought all the previous vitamins were shocking, then you should definitely check out our number 3 pick. In number 3 is folate. Here is a quick question. How much folate is in your diet? If you check and discover that you are not getting enough folate in your system and you are over the age of 50, then you may be doing your heart some harm. While it may be more common among pregnant women as a result of its role in helping impede birth defects, folate packs a ton of nutritional and health benefits that you may be missing out on without proper folate fortification. It is possible to lower your chances of experiencing severe heart conditions and stroke by 20% if only you can maintain a healthy daily dose of folic acid. Studies connecting folates to cardiovascular benefits have been ongoing since the 1970s, and people with heavy folate content in their diet were recorded to have lower risks and instances of strokes and heart attacks than those who did not. Folate has been found to facilitate the disintegration of an amino acid known as homocysteine. Over time, abnormally high levels of the amino acid homocysteine could raise the risk of suffering a plethora of heart diseases, stroke, and even deadly blood clots and hardening of the arteries. If you are on the lookout for the least complex way to prevent heart disease, then consuming more folate would be a great place to start. You can get sufficient folate from folic acid supplements or food fortification. For foods that offer the best folate content, you could consider dark green leafy vegetables like turnip greens, spinach, romaine lettuce, asparagus, and others. Seafood, fresh fruits, and peanuts are also great sources of folate. This next vitamin is arguably everyone's favorite vitamin and probably the easiest to access of all the vitamins on today's list. Number 2 is vitamin C. The importance of vitamin C for your body's proper function cannot be overstated. There is a long list of diseases that different parts of your system become exposed to once you start experiencing vitamin C deficiency. It also happens to play a pretty interesting role in keeping your heart healthy and reducing your risk of suffering certain heart complications and diseases. In the large pool of things that vitamin C can do for you, one of its most evident biological functions is its capacity to act as a dominant antioxidant. This property allows it to keep cell components safe from oxidative stress that comes from reactive oxygen species and free radicals. And it gets even better. The redoxability of vitamin C is capable of helping the body sustain the other reduced antioxidants in the system, even as far as regenerating them. These are just a few of the inner workings of vitamin C in the system that make it such an important and potent mineral to keep consistent contact with. Once vitamin C deficiency starts to become severe, it exposes patients to atherosclerosis, high blood pressure, and stroke. The ascorbic acid in vitamin C enhances the synthesization of nitric oxide in human endothelial cells. This process has been confirmed to conserve the blood vessels from abnormalities and blockages like vasoconstriction, atherosclerosis, and coagulation. Healthy blood vessels mean a healthy heart, which means no heart attack. Vitamin C is an extremely protective mineral that you never want to be missing out on, and thankfully, its sources are almost unlimited. Citrus fruits are usually the most common go-to sources, but you can also get vitamin C from consuming potatoes, peppers, strawberries, and one that is most likely not a favorite, broccoli. Who would have thought the vitamin C was such a powerful mineral? If vitamin C shocked you with its abilities, then you are surely going to be blown away by our number 1 pick. Consider it a secret weapon against heart attack. In number 1, we have vitamin E. Did you know that vitamin E is considered one of the most important vitamins for the heart? Probably not. Allow us to break it down for you. Chronic emotional stress is known to be a major contributor to heart issues in the older populace. This usually results in cramping and a lack of oxygen supply to the heart. However, these can all be prevented and eliminated by enhancing your vitamin E intake. Vitamin E is a great antioxidant and one of its most potent forms for dealing with all forms of cardiovascular challenges is tocotrienols. While there are other forms of the mineral that work effectively, these tocotrienols in particular have been proven to be more active in managing such issues. But it does not end there. People over the age of 50 who suffer from vitamin E deficiency are at risk of suffering high blood pressure. And as we have been saying all through the video, high blood pressure is very bad news for your heart. Another major effect of low vitamin E content, and possibly the most severe, is related to the coronary artery. This is the artery that allows blood to get to the heart. If your body does not get a healthy amount of vitamin E, the internal layers of cells in this artery could become inflamed. Vitamin E is tasked to eliminate the inflammatory tendencies of this artery. So, deficiency means that there are no safeguards for what is arguably the most important artery in your body. This inflammation usually escalates into multiple reactions that end up in blood clotting in this artery. The good news, however, is that vitamin E has components that naturally thin the blood. So, if you can up your vitamin E intake, you could get rid of the clotting. There are a ton of foods with rich vitamin E content. It is worth noting that while wheat germ is usually the first recommendation, there is a caveat. The wheat that has been turned into flour and then into bread, cereal, and crackers is already oxidized and will not necessarily do your vitamin E consumption so much good. You could consider almonds, peanuts, and pumpkins. Supplements also help, but if you'll be going with supplements, then be sure to check that it is the aforementioned tocotrienol form of vitamin E. A lot of health complications come from growing older, but we hope that these could help you stay healthier. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And check out other health-related videos. But while you are here, check out this video right now. It will surely be yet another enlightening journey for you. We'll catch you in the next video. See you there!